Our next speaker for the day is the founder of Special Family Support Group at Mawahib from Beautiful People. She's one of the most popular women in Dubai's Indian community, heading the Special Family Support Group founded in 1999. It is her job to help families cope with special needs children and the challenges of family life by acting as an inspiration, coach, and motivator to those parents. I'm happy to call up on stage Ms. Gulshan Kavarana.
I stand here before you to share my life lessons, which I'm sure will help you as you move along in your life. I actually gave this speech at my daughter's graduation. That's why I want to read it and I don't want to just speak. I don't want to forget any of the points. So I've learned, one, that anything and everything is possible. You have to want it. How many of you want a yacht or a jet plane? Then you'll get it. Yeah, but if you don't want it, you're not getting it. Yeah, you have to want things in life to get it. And everything begins with a thought. Like I always wanted to give a graduation speech at my daughter's graduation. And I just asked her, do you mind if I give the graduation speech? And they said, we've never had a parent ask. So, but if you want to, sure. So I did. And lesson number 2 is, you all, I can see, you all are all creative people, you all are all going to go places. You will all climb the corporate ladder, but there are days when you will feel emotionally and physically completely drained. I know you will sleep in the office and, the line that you all have chosen, it is hard, but it's fulfilling, so it's going to be amazing for you. The stress and the pressure will get to you at some point. At that time, I want you to tell yourself, right now I'm in a valley and there's no way going lower, you're only going to climb higher. And all these life lessons I have learned through my life with my daughter with special needs. When I thought that this is it, she's not going to make it, I used to tell myself, yeah, I am in a valley right now, but I'm not going to be there forever. She is going to get better. Things will improve. And I will come up with her to the peak. And the same for you. You're not going to remain down your whole life. If you are down in the dumps, it's only temporary. Don't bother too much about it. How many of you have been there? Down. Only 2, 3, 4? That's it? Seriously? Okay. Very good. Okay, so lesson number 3 is you have to dream. You have to dream and you have to dream really big. Yeah, there's no point putting your dreams in, and making them really small. Dream big. Dream of whatever you want in life. It will happen. But you have to dream. And dream really massive. Lesson 4 is nobody will remember you by how much money you are making or how much money you're going to make. But people will remember you if you touch lives. So that is so important. You have to touch lives. Yeah, you're going to all start out. It's not only about making money. You have to actually touch lives. Lesson number 5 is talk about your problems. Your families will always be there. But when you want quick and free advice, sit in a taxi and just ask the taxi driver and tell him what's going on, and he'll give you profound and really good advice. How many of you had good advice from a taxi driver? Seriously, he told me, don't wear these round sunglasses. Your face is so round, you shouldn't be wearing round sunglasses. I've never worn round sunglasses again. Yeah, I wear what suits my face now, hopefully. But I learned that from a taxi driver. He kept staring at me and I said, what are you looking at? So he said, this round sunglasses on you is horrible. You should not be wearing that. Round on round, not a good idea. Okay. So lesson number 6 is ask and it shall be given. If you believe you deserve something, ask for it. If I believe I need a raise, by me, I should ask. Yeah, this is a joke, but if whenever you are in your working environment, and if you believe that you deserve a raise and you deserve a promotion, go and ask for it. They're not going to come and give it to you. Yeah, ask. Right? Okay, number 7 is believe in yourself. People will only take you seriously only if you believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no one's going to believe in you. So first thing, look in the mirror and say, yeah, I am beautiful. Kira, what do you say every day? You're beautiful? Yeah, I'm so beautiful. Exactly. Okay, lesson number 8 is have faith. There is a higher power. You know, even if you don't believe in God right now, you all are young and you say, but there is. Believe. And everything in your life happens for a reason. Whether you failed a class, I failed grade 9, yeah? And today I'm giving a talk to all of you. So it's fine. Failure is not the worst thing. Everything happens for a reason. But you don't see it at that time. You will see it later. You might not understand why you have the trials, but when you look back, you will say, that's what I had to learn from it. That's why I have to go through this. And keep repeating it to yourself, this too shall pass. I swear I wanted to get a tattoo done. This too shall pass. It will. If you are in a tough situation, it will pass. Lesson number 9. Every day try and be a blessing in someone's life. Do random acts of kindness. Bring a smile on someone's face. I know a lot of you did today. Yeah, the artists of Mawahib are so happy to be, to just spend time with you all. You all went and took photos, Sharon? Happy? Yeah, touch people. I've seen that when I visit the loos in the toilet, if I go and touch the lady who's cleaning and just say thank you to her, I don't always have to give money. If I just say thank you with a smile, she's so happy. Just try it. Everybody just try it. Because nobody even acknowledges their presence. They wash their hands, use the towel, and they walk out. But they don't say thank you to the woman who's, I think it's a hard job. And we don't acknowledge that. So if we just do it, it will work. Lesson 10, there are only 10 lessons, so relax, is be grateful. Thank God. Thank your parents. If you all are married, thank your spouses. Thank your kids. Thank your teachers. Guys. Thank me. Because you would not be where you are today if it wasn't for their support. Honestly. I stand here because I have the most amazing husband and my daughters, they're just amazing. So now you are going to ask me, who is this woman giving us all these life lessons and why am I doing that? So who am I to give you all this advice? I started my first job at the age of 46. Yeah, I'm 50 now. It's never too late to start something. Yeah, I learned how to sign so I could speak to my student at the same age. I went on YouTube and I learned. Brendan, breath, it's easy to learn. Sign language. I teach art and painting to adults with special needs at an art studio. I can't say I teach art because they teach me. They are so free, all of them. They have no egos, they just paint without any fear. Mawahib is an art studio in Dubai. And before I started my first paid job, I was always a volunteer. And when I moved to Dubai, I always worked with people with special needs because I love being with them, because I honestly feel they make your life better. Right? Zed? So initially I thought I was there as a volunteer to help the children with special needs. But honestly, the only person that was being helped was me. There's so much to learn from people with disabilities. I was asked this question right now when I was doing the interview, that what have you learned from people with special needs? What do they teach you? So they teach me unconditional love. They teach me that it's not important to judge yourself every day in the mirror. I try, it's hard, yeah. I try. But they teach me that you're beautiful, you're slim, sexy, and so every day I walk in the morning, Alex greets me, hi, slim, sexy, beautiful. It's sad that I don't believe it, but he does. And one, and he even gave me a gift of a mirror, and he wrote slim, sexy, beautiful. I have to look at that and start believing it, one day. They don't judge you. They don't care whether you're slim, thin, fat, your hair is curly, your hair is straight, you have makeup on. It doesn't matter to them. What matters is when you come and you spend some time and you respect them and you accept them the way they are, and they accept you the way you are, and that's all they want in return, to accept them the way they are. They don't expect you to change, and the same way you can't expect them to change for you. So just accept. They do not have any negative emotions. Laila, she's the friendliest person in the world. And if you want to really see how friendly she is, just get a hug from her. She's amazing. You did? They're not jealous. They're not greedy. They don't want. They just have their needs met and they're so happy and satisfied with their life. And that's so much to learn from them. We all want to reach this state of nirvana, but they're already there. Zara, my daughter, is already there. I have to just sit with her and learn from her, So I came to Dubai when I was pregnant, and I was 7 months pregnant, and like every parent, I wanted to also have a child with a normal child. And I kept praying to God, please give me a normal child, and I'll work with people with disabilities for the rest of my life. So when Zara was born, she was born normal and everything was fine. I called up the school for special needs and I said, I need to come in as a volunteer. I have this promise with God. And I started as a volunteer there. And every day that I used to go there once a week. So every time I went there was a girl, Alia, who used to get seizures. And I said, oh my God, this is horrible. How does a parent put up with something like this? And I would walk out of the class and not want to be there. And I would keep asking, is it over? Then I'll come in. And does everyone know what a seizure is? Yeah? It's not nice to see. It's not nice for the person who's going through it. And then when Zara was 4 months old, she was given her DPT vaccine. And I got her home, she was fine. I put her to bed, and then she started her first seizure. I didn't know the first seizure would lead to 1,000 other seizures later on. She's 17. I don't even know how many she's had in her life. She is completely disabled. She doesn't speak. She wears a diaper. It's hard. Yeah, people don't really understand what it is that we go through, but we try our best to make our life and her life as beautiful as we can. And this happened way back in 1999, much before social media came in. We didn't have internet. I didn't have a support group on Facebook, or there was no one I could speak to. And the teacher there in the school, she said, why don't you are really drowning, you need to be part of a support group. And I said, but I can't find any. And she said, if you can't find a support group, just start one. I said, look at me, I'm drowning right now. I'm not going to, I know I'm looking at you, it's okay. So it was really, really hard. And then we got 5 families in my living room and we started the support group, which now is in 5 countries. I haven't even been to these countries. We have, I think about 200 or 300 families in UAE. It's just a group. You don't even need money to start something, There is no money. No one registers. No one pays. Everyone just comes. If we are having a picnic, everyone just brings one dish. We just sit together, we share our stories. Everyone is so accepted in the group, so more and more people come. It's not only a group for families with children with special needs. Anyone is welcome. If you want to spend time with someone with special needs, just come. And, you know, I used to be a volunteer for 13 years. And then I felt that it was time that I needed to do something else with my life. I always loved art, and I have a degree in art, and I wanted to teach. And then I met Wemi, and then I said, Wemi told me about her concept of starting Mawahib. And I said, please, Wemi, I would love to teach. And she said, but have you ever taught before? I said, no. She said, but do you think you can wake up and come in the morning? I said, I don't know. I was sleeping at 2 and 3 that time. I don't know if I can wake up at 6. When I had this conversation with the support group, I said, how long do you think I can last in this teaching career of mine? And they gave me 2 weeks. Some said 3 months max, you won't survive. But it's been 4 years. So what do I learn from, or what do I teach people with special needs? You know, I give them a blank canvas. If I give you a blank canvas, you will say, but what do you want me to do? What do you want me to draw? I don't have anything in my head. And you know, a normal person is so afraid of a blank canvas. It's like life. You're so afraid, you know, you have choices. You don't know where to start. But then Zed or Abdullah or Anju will just pick up the brush and start painting, you know, without any fear, without any ego. It's amazing. So you face your fears. You know, when you're given a blank canvas, you face your fears. You find solutions. You ask for help. There's no harm in asking for help. Guys, if you don't know something, just ask. Yeah, it's okay. You realize you can make choices. And if you make mistakes, you can always cover up, paint over, paint it white. It's okay to make mistakes. It's fine. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You only learn from that. The most important thing is that you should like what you do. Don't do it for someone else. Do because that's what they do. They just paint for themselves. They don't paint for me. They don't paint, will it sell? They don't have this idea or notion in their head. They just do it for themselves. And I said before, you should believe in yourself. And it is very, very important to finish what you start. A lot of times, you know, when you're in the middle of the painting and you say, it's not going so well, but finish it, because it will turn out nice. Just finish it. And, you know, I just want to share a quote by one of my students. Unfortunately, he's not here today, but Hussein. He said, I asked him, you know, Hussein, he has Down syndrome. He's an amazing artist. And he said to me, don't worry about the future. I was talking about my daughter, and I was talking about his future, and he said, don't worry about the future. Your future is a dream. I'm just reading what he said. Huh? The future is a dream. The past is a ghost. The now is the now. So just live in the now, and your lives will be wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks to our sponsors, Yellow Egg Cafe, Farmers, Rasasi, Quanta, Cool & Cool, Barakat Quality Plus, and Korean Printing Press.